This is the Roulette Master, and I cannot wait to introduce to you the incredible new Lucky 9 roulette system by Dave. He said he's consistently winning in the casino with this one. He can't wait to share with you guys, and he said if you do it just like he does it, you're going to win too, so that's pretty exciting. And today we're going to test his new strategy up against a 2-up system that I think you're really going to love that I play in the casino. And let's just jump right in there and get started with that one first. And here we go. So we're going to start with a $10 bet on black. And let's go ahead and spin. And we're not always going to be betting on black. We're going to mix it up a little bit. And I'll share with you when it's time to switch the bets. And we just lost that one. Okay, so with a loss there, we're going to go from 10 to 30. And we're going to stay on black. We're currently minus $10 after the first spin. And we lost again. So we lost the first two there. So now you can see we're minus $40, and that's okay. So now we're going to go from 30 to 50 on black. And if we lose this one, we're going to switch to red. So this will be 3 losses in a row. And but we got the win. That's a 22 black. Okay, so now all of a sudden we're up $10. And now we'll still be on black for 10 because we didn't lose 3 in a row. Let's go ahead and spin again here. And here we go. And that's a good win there, 35 black. All right, fantastic. So we're going to stay on black for 10. And we're up 20 right now. Let's go ahead and spin again here. And that's a 25 red. Okay, that's a loss. So we'll go 10 to 30. And remember, if you lose at 50, that means that you lost 3 in a row. And we're going to switch to red if that happens. And that's a 23 red. So we lost at 30, and we're going to go to 50 now. Remember, if you lose at 50, that means you lost 3 in a row, and you switch to red. So here we go. But we got the win. That's an 11 black. So we do not switch. We stay on black, and we're up $30. So let's go back to $10 on black, and let's spin. All right, here we go. This is definitely one I've had a lot of success with. And let's just stay on black for 10. We're up $40. And let's go ahead and spin again. This is also a strategy you can use playing Baccarat as well if you like to play Baccarat. And works really well there too. And we'll go from 10 to 30 and stay on black. Again, if we lose at 50, we're at 30 right now. If we lose at 50, that means we lose 3 in a row and we switch to red. So we'll go from 30 to 50. And if we lose this one, then we switch to red. All right, that's one way to beat the chops and the streaks. We did lose 3 in a row, so we switched to red. So now we go to a $70 bet on red. And you can see temporarily we're minus 50. But if we get a win here, we're already back up again. So here we go. That's a 23 red. And we got the win. Okay, you see we're not in session profit. So what we do now is we keep the bets the same. And we're going to be now on red still. So let's go ahead and do that and spin. All right, here we go. And that's a nice win. That's a 21 red. And guess what? Now all of a sudden, we're up 90. We go back to 10 on red. So that turned things around pretty quickly. And here we go. That's a 2 black. Okay, we lost that one, so we go 10 to 30 and spin. And remember, if we get to 50, that means we lose 3 in a row. If we lose at 50, but we won that one on a 1 red. So if you win at 30, that's great. We're up $110. We stay on red, but we go back to 10 if you get a win and if you're in session profit. So here we go. That's a 6 black, and that's a loss. So we go from 10 to 30, and we're up $100. So let's go ahead and spin again here. Here we go. That's a 32 red. We won. Fantastic. We're up $130. We go back to 10. And this is one you can make a lot of money quickly with and is a really good way to play. So remember, you're always better off with a smaller starting unit and a large bankroll, which we'll go over here in a minute. We're up $140, and we're going to stay on red until it loses 3 in a row. That's a 12 red. That's another win. Fantastic. So we'll just put another 10 down. We're up 150, and let's spin again. So we made 150 pretty quickly here so far. Let's see how this goes the rest of the way through. And that's a 15 black. We lost, so we go 10 to 30 and stay on red. Again, if we lose at 30 and 50, we'll switch back to black. Okay, that's a 2 black, so we lost at 30. So we'll go to 50 and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 36 red, and we won. Fantastic. So we go back to 10, and we stay on red. We didn't lose 3 in a row, so we continue with red. We're up $160. All right, here we go. That's a 2 black, and we lost. So we go 10 to 30. And let's see if we get a win here on red. Okay. That's a 30 red, and that's a win. So we go back to 10 and stay on red. And we're up $180. All right, let's see what we get here. And that's a 5 red. That's a win. So we stay on red for 10. We're up 190. Excuse me, I got some allergies today. Definitely got the tickly throat thing going on. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are struggling with allergies too. We'll go to from 10 to 30 and stay on red. Again, if we lose at 50, that means we lost 3 in a row, and we switch. That's a 32 red. Nice. That's a good win there, and we're up $210. We go back to 10. Excuse me. All right, here we go. That's a 10 black. Okay, we'll go 10 to 30. There's 1 loss. Let's see if we get 2 losses here or if we win. We got the win. Fantastic. So we're just going to stay on red until we lose 3 in a row. And we're already up $230. And I can't wait to see if this continues. And this one has worked really well for me in the past. And let's see if it works today. Again, by staying on the same color until you lose 3 in a row, that helps you beat the chops and the streaks. And here we go. That's a 27 red. That's a good win. Okay, and we'll put another $10 on red. We're up $250, and here we go. That's a 4 black. Okay, that's a loss. We'll go to 30 on red. Again, if we lose at 30 and 50, we'll switch to black. But we got the win, 21 red. Fantastic. So now we're up $270, and those wins at 30 are fantastic. So here we go. That's a 21 red. That's another win. Okay, and we're up $280. We'll just continue to bet 10 on red. And hopefully when we get 3 losses on red and switch to black, we get a bunch of black numbers. That would be fantastic. And we lost that one. So we'll bet 20 on red now and spin. Here we go. Okay, we lost. So if we lose this one, we switch back to black. That'll mean we have 3 losses. So actually, I'm sorry. That one should have been at 30, not 20, guys. So we should be at a 50. So we actually, for some reason, I put 20 instead of 30 on that last bet. But it goes 10, 30, 50. Okay, we got the win there at 50. We're up $300. So we go back to 10. And basically, you're going up 2 units. And then if you're not in session profit, you keep the bet the same. That's a 33 black. And that's a loss. So we go 10 to 30. I almost did it again there, guys. You got to watch me. But I'll try not to do that again. And that's a 13 black, but doing really well so far. Okay, we lost at 30. We'll go to 50. If we lose this one, that means we lose 3 in a row, and we will go back to black. But we got the win, 5 red. Fantastic. Now we're up 310, and we'll go back to 10 on red. And obviously the best one is winning on the $30 bet, and that's a 29 black. Okay, and we lost, so we'll go to 30 and spin. Not 20, 30, 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, up 2 units each time. And that's a win. And it's great when you win at the $30 level. We're up $330 now. So we're just going to continue to stay on red until we have 3 losses in a row. And again, this one's worked really well for me. I hope you guys test this out and see how it works for you. But we still have a ways to go here Let's see if this continues to be good while we're testing it. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system. You can also play this one with a $200 bankroll and dollar units. And that's a nice win there. We're up $350. We'll go back to 10. And if you want to play $5 bets instead of 10, you'd be a $1,000 bankroll. But $200 bankroll if you want to use dollar units. We'll go 10 to 30 and spin. And here we go. So 2 up after each loss. These are $10 units. That's a 28 black. We lost, so we'll go to 50. If we lose here, that means we have 3 losses in a row and we switch to black. But we got the win. That's a 16 red. So we're up 360 now, and we'll stay on red. We're not going to go to black until there's 3 losses in a row. And here we go. That's a 34 red, so doing really well with this one. Okay, we're up 370. We'll just rebet and spin. Staying on red, and here we go. And again, like I said before, you can also use this playing Baccarat. That's a 22 black. You just do this with player and banker instead of red and black. And we'll do 30 on red here. That's a nice win, 23 red. So we go back to 10 and stay on red. We're up $390. And here we go. If you notice something on my face, I had some precancerous stuff frozen this week at the dermatologist, and that's never fun, but keeps you going, I guess. And let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. I also have them all on my arms and my ear right now. That's a 15 black, and we'll go from 10 to 30 and spin. I go every 6 months as a golf professional just to make sure I don't keep the skin cancer in check. And that's a 20 black. And we'll go 30 to 50. And we're up $360. Let's go ahead and spin. That's a 21 red. That's a nice win. We picked up a $10 in profit there. We're up $410. And we'll go back to 10 on red. We still haven't had those 3 losses in a row since we switched to red. And that's a 26 black. That's a loss. Again, if you lose at 10, 30, and 50, you switch colors. And here we go. That's a loss. So if we lose this one, we will switch back to black. And again, that helps us beat the chops and the streaks. And here we go. By chops, I mean the back and forth, but we got the win, 23 red. Michael Jordan just showed up and helped us out there, and we're at $420. So back to 10 on red, and so far so good with this one. That's a 5 red. Okay, another $10 on red. All right. That's a 27 red. Okay, another $10 bet on red. We're at $440. Great profit for $10 units in such a short time. And that's a 3 red. That's another win. Okay, we're at $450. And let's spin again. All right, here we go. That's a 29 black. That's a loss. We'll go to 30. And again, remember, if we lose at 10, 30, and 50, we switch to black. And then we go to 70. And that's a 5 red, though. We won. We're up $470. Back to 10. And here we go. So the reason we reset at the 10, 30, and 50 is because we are in session profit. Okay, we lost. We go to 30. And let's go ahead and spin. See if we can get a red one here. We lost again. So if we lose this next one at 50, we go back to black. And then that'll be a $70 bet. Here we go. But we got the win, 19 red. Very good. Okay, we're at $480, and we go back to 10 on red. And this is just 2 up. And if you're not in session profit, you keep the bet the same. And then you reset when you are in session profit. And we'll go... we're at $490, and here we go again. And we're coming right down the stretch here. That's a 2 black. We lost. So we'll go to 30. And let's see what we get here. That's another loss, 4 black, and I think I've seen a low black number sometime recently. Actually back to back there. So let's see if we get a win here at 50 and get our profit levels up to where we want them. But we lost again. So now we will go from 50 to 70 and switch to black. And this is our last spin, though. We're right at the 15-minute mark. And we lost again. So we would go to 90, but the 15 minutes is up, and we made $330 profit with 2 up. And if you're not in session profit, keep the bet the same. That's 2 units up. And let me know what you think of this one down in the comments. I've done really well with it in the casino. Remember, you're always better off if you start with really small units and high bankroll. And this one is recommended $2,000 for $10 units. For $5 units, $1,000, and then $200 bankroll for dollar units. And now, though, it is time for the new roulette system of the day from Dave. Can't wait to get to that, so let's jump right in and get started. All right, here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the Lucky 9 roulette system by Dave J315. And let's go ahead and place the bets. We're going to start with a $5 bet on 1 to 18 and red, and let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. The timer is set, and I can't wait to see how well this one does. That's a 33 black, and we lost that one. So when you lose with this one, you go ahead and start by doubling the bet, and we're going to go from 10 to 20. We're still going to be on red and 1 to 18. Okay, we got it. That's a 12 red. It's a $20 win. Now we're up $10. So we go back to 5 and 5 on red and 1 to 18. All right, here we go. And the reason this is called Lucky 9 is because there's 9 red numbers in 1 to 18. And we broke even on that one. And that'll help you build up your comp credit. And if that happens, all you do is you just rebet and spin again. And what I mean by comp credit is your casino rewards. Even if you break even, you're still betting on those ones. And it helps build them up. So we lost that one. Let's double from 10 to 20. And spin. Again, the one real secret Dave has on this one is starting with small bets and having a large bankroll, which, again, is very important with the first system today, too. And we won that one. That's great. So we'll be back to 5 and 5. We're currently up $20, and let's go ahead and spin. That's an 11 black there. And that's a break even. That won't hurt us any. And now let's talk about something else. Actually, I'm sorry, we don't want to increase that one because we broke even. But there's actually 27 numbers that don't hurt you on this one, which is very important. And that's one of them right there. So, again, you're building up comp credit when that happens. This is a comp beast. And let's go ahead and spin again. We don't have to increase the bet because we broke even. But again, there's 27 numbers that will not hurt you. And that's one that helps you right there. And now we're up $30. So we'll be on 1 to 18 in red again for 5. And here we go. So out of those 27 numbers, 9 of them are jackpot numbers. And that's another break even. It won't hurt us any, but definitely helps us build up that comp credit. And here we go. That's a 22 black. We lost that one. Okay, so we'll double that bet from 10 to 20 and spin. And here we go. That's an 11 black. That's just a break even. So when that happens, we just rebet and spin. And again, since there's 9 numbers that are jackpots and there's 27 numbers, then basically if you take and that's a nice $20 win there. I'll cover that here in a second. We're up $40 now, which is pretty good for $5 units. But let's go ahead and spin here. So basically that means 18 numbers will out of those will break even, and we are up $40 right now. So on that last one there, you saw we broke even again. So we just rebet and spin, and here we go. So 18 numbers break even, 9 numbers are jackpots. There's one of those right there, and we're up $50. So let's just rebet and spin again, and here we go. That's a 23 red. Another break even. So let's talk about these break even numbers. We're up 50. So if you hit any red number, you break even as long as you, if you're over 18. And if you are in 1 to 18 and you hit black, you also break even. So let's go ahead and double that after that loss. And what really helps lengthen the progression on this is you're going to have a lot of break evens, which are not going to be total losses. And there's one right there. So we just rebet and spin, and we keep the bet right where it is. And here we go. That's a 0 there. So that's not ideal, but it happens sometimes. We're just going to double that bet again from 20 to 40 and spin. And here we go. That's a 25 red. That's a break even. Again, building that comp credit up. We're up $20. We'll just rebet and spin. And Dave J315 says this is what's really helped him start winning consistently in the casino. And we broke even there, so we just rebet and spin. And again, that helps us lengthen our progression so that we're not losing spin after spin after spin with 27 numbers that don't hurt us. You're going to have a lot of wins and break even. So let's go ahead and spin again. Okay, that's a 13 black. Another break even, building up that comp credit. We're up 20. Let's see if we can get some low red numbers here. Okay, that's an 8 black. That's another break even. We're up 20. I know we're not up a lot yet, but the good thing about this is we've never been in any real trouble with this one. That's another break even on 6 black. So building up tons of comp credit without losing, that's a really good thing, especially if you're wanting to use your casino rewards like free rooms or free food or any of that stuff, especially if you're going on some Vegas trips here soon. Let's double that bet, though, and spin. And here we go. That's a 1 red. That's what we needed. It's an $80 win. We're up $60, and we restart back to 5 and 5. So let's go ahead and spin again here and see what we get. That's a 0. We definitely lost that one. So let's go ahead and double that bet from 10 to 20 and spin. And here we go. That's a 20 black. Okay, we lost that one. So let's go ahead and double that from 20 to 40 and spin. And here we go. That's a 7 red. That's a $40 win. We're up 70. So we will now reset. So we'll go back to 5 and 5 and spin. Here we go. That's a 29 black. Okay, that's a loss. So we will double that bet from 10 to 20, which puts 10 on each. And let's go ahead and spin. That's an 18 red. That's a win. So now we're picking up some money and we're consistently winning like Dave said he's doing. We're up $80 and we'll go back to 5 and 5. And again, he said this system really turned around the way he was playing at the casino. He said he started building up a lot of comp credit and didn't get down very often because he said 27 numbers is a lot of numbers that don't hurt you. So if he's not going to lose multiple. Basically, he says he doesn't lose multiple spins in a row, and that's an 18 red. That's a good one. And we're up $90. So back to 5 and 5, and let's spin. And let's see what we get here. That's a 7 red. That's another win. We're up $100. And we'll rebet and spin. Here we go. So far, so good. We're building up lots of credit. Winning money, and that's a 24 black. And we'll double after that loss and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 33 black. Another loss. We're going to double that bet, but Dave says you're not going to lose a lot of them in a row because there's just so many break evens and winning numbers, and we just won that one. 27 numbers that don't hurt you to be exact, and now we're up $110 with just $5 units. That's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and spin again here and see what we get. That's a 25 red. That's a break even. Anything in red that's above 18 will break even. And anything that's black that's below 18 or less will break even. That's a 2 black. So that's another one. We're just building up that comp credit. We're up $110. And the great thing about this one so far is we really haven't even touched our bankroll so far. So that's another nice win on 3 red. And we're up $120. So still at base level here. Really haven't gotten any trouble. Consistently winning money. So far, so good. But let's see if that continues. And that's a break even there. We're up $120. And it would be really hard to lose a lot of spins in a row with this one. Not only would you have to hit black, but you'd have to consistently hit high black numbers time after time after time. So let's go ahead and double after that loss. And after I say that, it'll probably do it. But basically, you'd have to rack up a bunch of high black numbers. Now it is doing it. So let's see if that. I think it heard me. So let's double again to 40. And let's hope we don't have all high black numbers. Okay, at least that's a high red number. That'll break even. So we'll just rebet and spin at 20 each, 40 total. That's a high red number. At least that'll break even. And when you get these high bets like this, well, they're not real high, but 20 each, 40 total, you're building up a lot more comp credit, and you're not losing anything. So that's good. And we just got another high black number. So I spoke too soon there, but let's go ahead and double again. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system, so we're just fine. And we just need to be patient. But we're losing spin after spin now. And the green zero never helps with systems unless you're betting on it. So let's go ahead and spin again here at 160 total. Bet 80 each. And we need a nice low red number eventually. That's a 15. That'll break even. And again, now that the bets are getting high like this, boy, the comp credit's going to really, really start building up. And let's see if we can get a win here. There we go. That's a 16 red. That's what we needed. That's a $160 win. We're up $130. And we reset. So, fantastic. Let's see what we get here. That's an 18 red. Another nice win. Now we're up 140. We'll just rebet and spin again. And let's see what we get. That's a 21 red. Break even. Won't hurt us any. Again, anything over 18 that's red will break even. Anything under 18 that's black will break even. Or 18 and under that's black. That's another one there. And we're up 140. But we've racked up so much comp credit with this one. And that'll really help you if you like those. If you like to eat those free meals and stay in those free hotel rooms. And I know I sure do. And every time I go to Vegas, or even here where I am, I constantly when people visit, get them free rooms, free food, and all that stuff. And that's all based on how much you bet. And a lot of these are just break even, so we're not losing, but we are building up that credit. And that's a 9 red. That's a nice win. We're up 150. So we're back to 5 and 5. Every time you get a win on one of those 9 lucky jackpot numbers, you reset. And there's another one right there. That's a 12 red. Okay, we're up 160. We'll just rebet and spin. And let's see what we get here. But again, one of the keys is starting low with the bets at 5 each. Don't start with super high bets and then have a bankroll that won't support that. Even though we haven't really been in any trouble yet today, it doesn't mean that you can't get in trouble. So the bankroll is always important. And if you want to use this with dollar units, you could just do a $400 bankroll. And we just lost back-to-back high black numbers, like I was saying earlier, that I hope we don't get a lot of high black numbers back to back to back. But we got a break even there at least. Okay, we're up 130. Let's rebet and spin. And obviously with this one, you want to cash out when you hit a jackpot number, and that's a 20 black. And that's another loss. So starting to get higher black numbers, but we have plenty of bankroll. We just have to be patient, and it's okay if we have some break evens while we're waiting just like that one, while we're waiting to get one of those lucky 9. And let's just rebet and spin at $80 total bet. That's a double zero. We definitely don't like that. That's our second green one, even though the first one was a single zero. So we'll double to 160 and spin it. Again, when you get to these high bets, these break-evens really start building up your comp credit, just like that one right there. And we're up only up 10 until we get the win. So let's go ahead and get a win right here. That's another loss. Another high black number. So we're going to have to double again. 160 to 320. That's why we start with the bets small and we have a large bankroll. So there we go. We got it. One red. Okay, $320 win. We're up $170 and we're back to 5 and 5. So let's go ahead and spin and let's see what we get here. That's a 19 red. Okay, we're up 170. Let's just rebet and spin again. That's a 34 red. Another break even, won't hurt us any, just building up that credit. And 170 in profit is pretty darn good for $5 units in such a short time. So you don't have to start with the huge bets. And we are up $180 now. So still at base level. We've never really been in any trouble with this one. And actually, we're at the 15-minute mark right now. So that's our final spin. Okay, we won. So after 15 minutes, we made $190 profit with just $5 units with Dave's new Lucky 9 roulette system. So let me know down in the comments if you like this one. And keep sending those systems in. Send it to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. Pick a new one every single day of the week, 365 days of the year, in the search for the best roulette system possible each and every day. If you're enjoying that search with me, please like, share, and subscribe. And that would be fantastic. You guys are great. And this is the Roulette Master. And have a great day, everybody.